everyone, welcome back to my channel. So in today's video, we are going to talk about a topic that is extremely important for newcomers to North America. Today, we're going to talk about how to find a job in Canada. So in one of my recent videos, I talked about some important changes that the Canadian government has made to immigration policies. Now, let's focus on the next big step after you move to Canada, finding a job. Now, there may be some of you guys out there in my audience who have been in Canada for a little while now, maybe 6 months or so, and maybe you're finding it extremely difficult to find work. So like I said in a previous video, the Canadian government has decided to limit the number of newcomers to Canada. So what's happening here in Canada is there is a huge influx of newcomers, and many people are finding it extremely challenging to find jobs. This means that positions that you apply for have a lot of competition, and many people are struggling to be able to find stable work that will allow them to pay for their living expenses here in Canada. So I just want to let you guys know that I sympathize with those of you who are struggling to find work right now. I know it's a very, very tough market, and I'm truly hoping that some of the tips that I'm going to be providing in this video are useful. So let's get started. So a good way to start is to apply for what is called an entry-level job. Now, many immigrants are highly qualified and they come to Canada with university degrees, but what they realize is that it's difficult to find work in their field. So some people may choose to pursue entry-level positions. These are positions that don't require previous experience or previous work experience in Canada. So for example, someone who immigrates to Canada may choose to apply for a job at a coffee shop or a fast food restaurant, and some popular restaurants would be Tim Hortons or McDonald's, and this kind of job may feel kind of low level to some people, and some people may feel overqualified, but these types of positions can help them to begin their life in Canada. And these people may choose to view this entry-level position as a stepping stone to a career that will advance with years to come. So there's no shame in working at a fast food restaurant. There's no shame in taking an entry-level position. For many immigrants to Canada, this is an essential part of the immigration process. So in addition to working at fast food restaurants, some new immigrants may choose to pursue positions as sales associates or people working in customer service at stores like dollar stores or clothing stores. These types of companies are always hiring, and this type of job is a good opportunity to gain some Canadian work experience. Now, if you come to Canada with specific skills or specific experience in a field, you may choose to apply for jobs in your field. So if you work in healthcare or if you work in engineering, you may choose to pursue positions in Canada in those fields. Now, one thing you have to do is you have to make sure you apply for jobs that have minimum job requirements and positions that don't require too much work experience. Sometimes Canadian employers will only hire people with Canadian work experience, so this means that it can be very challenging to find work in your field. You may find that you don't qualify for the position right away. Just keep applying and building your skills. Now, there are many great tools available online to help you find jobs. Some of the best websites are websites like Indeed or LinkedIn. These websites have many job listings and you can find jobs near you. Another great tool is Google. Just search for jobs near me, or search a specific job position like cashier position in Vancouver. You'll probably find many job listings in your area. So right now, I'm going to show you guys how you can do this. So let's search for a cashier position in Vancouver. All right, so it looks like there are 78 jobs listed here. But let's just go to the Indeed website and let's see what types of positions we could apply for. So if I'm looking for a cashier position in Vancouver, it looks like I could work at Walmart, and it looks like I could make from $17.55 an hour and up. I could also work at a store called Bulk Barn, and I could make $17.90 an hour. And it looks like some of these positions don't actually list how much money you would be making, so I probably wouldn't apply for those. But I could apply for a general clerk or cashier position at Save On Foods. Save On Foods is a very popular grocery store chain here in BC. I could work as a cashier and line cook at McDonald's, and I could make $17.40 an hour. So let's go ahead, let's click on that position and see what would be required. So this job is a part-time position, and I would have to work weekends as needed and maybe night shift. So that's something important to consider, my availability. It says here that the starting hourly wage is $17.40, and I would have some flexibility in my hours. This looks good. And it says a total rewards package that includes discounts, incentives, and recognition perks. It also lists what the job would involve. So I would have to greet guests, take orders, process payments, prepare food and drink, and so on. This is an important part here. No experience needed, while previous experience working in food service or retail as a barista, server, sales associate, cashier, team member, or customer sales representative is always helpful and appreciated. What is most important to us is who you are. So that's cool. I don't need a lot of experience. Now, in addition to using the internet, I can also look for jobs at community centers and cultural centers. I could also look for jobs at specific places such as WorkBC. WorkBC is a service that is offered here in BC, and you can go to certain centers throughout the province and you can get some help with building your resume and looking for positions. Now, if you wanted, you could also visit community centers, and some of these community centers can offer help with practicing for job interviews and helping to format your resume. Now, one tip that I have for you guys is after you apply for the job, don't forget to follow up. So you can follow up by calling the company, or you could write an email and you could reach out and make sure that they have in fact received your application, and you could also ask politely for an update. If you follow up on a job position, it tends to show companies that you are serious about the position and that you are very interested in working for them. Now, if you're fortunate enough to get a job interview, congratulations. Now, here are a few tips to help you succeed in the interview. My first suggestion would be, of course, to make sure that you dress well. So make sure that you are dressed professionally. Also, make sure that you speak clearly and confidently. Your English doesn't have to be perfect, but make sure that people can understand you. So make sure that you enunciate your words and make sure you speak with confidence. You should also make sure that you practice answering common questions. Some common questions that you may be asked during a job interview are, why do you want to work here? Or why do you feel that you are qualified for the position? Lastly, don't forget to be polite and respectful. So that's everything, you guys. I know applying for a job can be extremely stressful, but I hope some of the information that I've provided to you today is useful. Please don't forget to subscribe to my channel, and if you enjoyed this video, please write a comment below to let me know. I'll see you guys next week.